Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark. Welcome back to the channel. Glad you guys can come back. Today I've got a new piece that I'm going to be putting on the Mark V Supra. This is from MST Performance. I ordered this through Speed Industry. FedEx just delivered it. So we're going to open it up and I'm going to show you guys what we're going to be putting on here. So let's do this. Okay, so with everything unboxed, what we've got here is the MST Performance intake system. So this comes with all the pieces that you need to swap it out. You will reuse one piece from the stock intake. So here's the stock intake box with the dampener that's there. You've got the heat shield down there, and then the intake pipe that goes down and then goes into the turbo. For this, since I've got the 21, I've got to take this strut bar off. It's real easy to get off, and then pop this out. I've got a sensor here. I've got a hose down on the intake that has to come off. This whole box will pop right out and it'll be a pretty easy process. So I'll walk you through the steps. If you guys have any questions, Speed Industry actually did a really good video showing how this is done. So if you're looking for an intake system, don't be looking for one to improve performance. You aren't going to get much, if anything, out of a swapped out intake. As a matter of fact, some dynos have shown a small, like 5 to 15 horsepower increase, while others have shown a 5 to 10 horsepower decrease going to a different intake system. So be careful with what you're getting. Really, the primary reason I went with the MST one that I'll be installing is sound. The MST one, I've heard a bunch of different ones. That one has the most aggressive sound. You definitely hear the turbo spool and you hear the blow off a lot more clearly. And after we get it all installed, we'll take a drive and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. It'll be noticeable. You'll hear it. All right, first up, let's get this strut brace removed. It's on there pretty easy. Some pretty long bolts holding that thing in. Get that off. Next, let's pop the temperature sensor off. So that just comes up. Usually you can get it, but you may just a little squeeze under the bottom gets that off, no problem. And we'll kind of set that off to the side. I'm gonna take the engine cover off. Just give us a little bit more room when we start getting down below. Okay, so here's the air box. Got one clamp here. Once you loosen that, you can pop these 4 clips and get that out of there, no problem. 4 clips. Stock air filter out. And you should be able to. We need to negotiate that out, get that off. Now it's as simple for the rest of this air box. Really just pulling it out from its hinges. This one, this rubber grommet, let me show you. So you've got the 3 grommets, one that'll go here, one that'll go here, and one that go here. This one you need to retain because you'll actually be using it with the other system. It's all off of here. So you've got a good look at the turbo, the downpipe, really good access to it here with the stock box out. Right here you can see these 2 wires. These go down into a sensor down here, and that is part of the JB4 EWG because that's the electronic wastegate that's down there. So you've got the controls for that go down. And next up, we need to get the rest of this out, and it's got a hose that's on there that you've got to get off. So we're gonna get that off. Everyone I've seen do this has taken the entire intake piece off and pulled it out and then taken this clamp off. Well, this clamp is right there, and it's one that you have to put a flathead under here, pry it open. It's not reusable, so if you were to go back to stock, you're gonna have to get a new one. But this is the piece that needs to come off, and this is the piece that will remain in place. So I've just pulled it off with leaving that in place, and now you can actually negotiate all the other stuff right on there with it still in place. Okay, so you've got this sock that needs to go on. It's a coupler, and you can put that on, get that down in there, get the clamp where you need it, make sure everything's seated. On here, I've got the clamp down low, I've got it nice and tight, it's not coming off of there. So now we can start doing the rest. Let's put the box on. And one of the things you'll need for the box is right up here, there is a bolt that you're gonna have to get. Okay, so like I said, you've got one of the bolts that holds in the box that's gonna be down with that grommet, but the other one is gonna be under here. Now you can take this off, you can pop this off, it's not that hard, but you don't need to. All you need to do is loosen this bolt up, raise it up enough that you can actually fit the piece of the new box in there. Getting close. So you want to lift up the washer that's there and get it situated. So I think we've got it raised up enough. I'm just going to give it one more good turn. All right, I'm going to grab the box. All right, so here's the piece, and there's a groove right here that it slides down into. I'll show you guys. Okay, so there's, like I said, there's a groove right here. This will slide down in. You'll kind of position everything in here. You'll need to pull this up. So get this down in here, pull this up out of the way, and pull that. There is a washer there. I'm trying to get to pull up. All right, you get that pulled up. Slide this down in there, and now it's in there. Now I don't want to tighten anything up. I'm going to get the bolt that goes in there and put it in, and then we'll start lining everything up. So the bolt that holds it in, you've got a bolt, a washer, a nut, and a washer. So you down through that grommet. Try not to drop anything. Try to get it started right. Okay, get it started. Get it kind of snug down a little bit. Should compress this down, which will pull this top in a little bit, because right now it's sticking out just slightly. Okay, so we'll work on that in a minute. Next, we're going to get the actual intake tube itself ready to be installed. All right, so with the intake pipe, the new one, it does not have the sensor already on there. You've got to get the connector. It's got a spot to install it, and it's got new screws. So we'll open it up, but we've got to get the one out of the old one, and it's going to be a Torx. It's like maybe 15. Yep, Torx 15. These guys out. Now I'm going to take these and just put them back in, so that if I do use the stock airbox at any point down the road, I've got the screws that go along with it right there. I'll take this and install it in the new pipe. Able to get the pipe in, and you kind of got to maneuver it around to get it to fit exactly where you want it. Now I'm gonna just quick fit the filter on, just to make sure everything sits where it needs to. There's no interference. Okay, there, made it a little adjustment there. Now I'm going to take it back off, and I'm actually going to tighten up the box. Then I'll start tightening up everything else. I wanted to get everything fit, make sure it's where it needs to be before I tighten it. Okay, so this is now installed. The coupler is on there, the hose is on, or the pipe is on, sensor's back on, air filter's on. Only thing left to do is put the top on. And so this goes on here, and you've got to kind of work it in. It does create a pretty decent seal around the area. You just have to get it to get in there. And then you've got 5 screws, bolts that come with it. They are a hex head, Allen key, whatever you want to call it. Get this in here. Just needs to go past this little bracket. This will come around. There we go. Now we're getting it. Start one of these. And you don't want to go very tight with these because it is kind of going into sheet metal. You don't want to strip them out. There we go. Box is in. It fits pretty flush. A little bit of gap right here, but not a whole lot. And I could probably fill that in. But all the way around, it fits in there really nicely. And really, the thing I was worried about was, is it really going to close it off and make it a true closed air or cold air, cool air induction? It still has the port where it sucks the air in or it pulls the air in. And so, yeah, it truly is. And everyone I've seen use this, the sounds that it makes is just incredible. So let's get the strut brace back in, engine cover back on, and we'll get it started just to check for leaks. Engine compartment back together. Does need to be cleaned up a little bit. It does need a little bit of a detail. It's a little bit dusty right now. It's not bad, but it does. I could use, you know, up here on top of the towers, a little bit of dirt up there. It's been raining the last few days, but I wanted to get this one set up. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing up and check out if there's any air leaks or anything, and then take it for a little ride. Looking it over, not hearing anything. Seems like everything looks good at this point. So that's what it looks like installed, everything running. Good deal. Let's go for a ride. I've heard people talk about how much they could hear the whistle from the turbo and the dump from the wastegate, and how much more pronounced it was with this intake. And you can hear it a little bit on their videos, but holy crap, guys, it is insane how much more you can hear it. Well, performance, it's probably not doing a damn thing for this. It's got to bring a smile to your face just hearing it do what it does. I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's pretty freaking sweet. I'm definitely gonna enjoy this. Just the sounds are cool. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about how I did this, or where I got the parts or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so before, please, I ask you, please think about hitting that subscribe button down below. Right next to it, there'll be a little bell icon. You'll get a little notification every time I do a video, and I'm gonna be doing quite a few videos. I've got this car, I've got the Audi that we may be doing stuff to, and who knows where else we may go with this stuff. But hey, I appreciate you guys coming and checking this out. See you later. Thanks.